Okay, everyone. So I have a pretty nice bunch of updates to show on the repairs that I've been doing so far. So first, we're going to go with the repairs that are already done. Here's the Benton car, if you guys remember it. There's I'm actually gonna put it back. Hold on. Because I do have the gear. It was a 9-tooth gear. It was fucking shit. I swear the gear was somewhere. Was a 9-tooth gear. Hold on, I'll pause the video and see where it is at. Alright, so I reinstalled the 9-tooth gear, although it's not going to work because the wheels are decayed, but still. So this thing had a few wire issues, nothing really bad. The motor was also stuck, so it did not work at all. So it's a little bit cleaner. It's not really 100% clean, I'm gonna say it. I did not take it apart completely, but it works, which is the interesting thing about it. And if you guys are wondering, that's the battery cover. So we're gonna turn it on. And if anybody wants to know, I actually have a red one like this that plays another song. That's why I bought it. So yeah, a very, very old toy, we can call it. Not really old, but I mean, it's not old. I'm gonna say that. It's from when Benton was first aired. This is one of the, we can call it the first wave of Chinese knockoffs that they made of that. But it's been at least 10 or 11 years. I think either 10, like 9 or almost 10 years since these things are around. So I completely get that this thing got broken and the wheels are rotted. But again, I'm going to be improving it in a while when I get more interest in it. So now we're going to go with another toy from the fair. So here's the next one. You guys might know this one, you guys might not. This is a dog tech, or well, it's also called Gogo dog. And it was made by Kinway. I took this thing completely apart. I'm not lying, everything of this has been taken apart. If you take this out, it actually looks like a retarded whale. I took this piece off, the eyes out. The board has a date on it, which is May of 2011. So this must be around 6 years old already, which is pretty good. But now here's the one thing. You guys remember this thing was massively corroded, right? Well, what's this? This doesn't look like the toy it was before. Yep, exactly. I cleaned both battery cover and the battery compartment, so now it actually works. And it moved and all. The motor was actually locked up and it was getting jammed by one gear. There's one gear that makes the tail part spin. And that gear was not only cracked, but it also had like the axis of that gear was bended, so it would get stuck against the tail gear, and it would start making it fail. Yeah, this little thing right here, which is supposed to be a tail. It doesn't have it, but it's supposed to be a tail. So yeah, I think it's time for turning it on. It has two modes. It has a demo and an on mode. Here's the demo mode. That's just the demo. Let me just do it again. And now here's the play mode. And that's how you turn it off and on. You just have to push the button. That's the difference. So, once again, it works perfectly, and it's... Damn it. And it's clean as it was when it was new. So, moving on. How can we forget this beauty? Yep, I got to repair this one, believe it or not. Everybody was like, it's impossible to take the fur out of the face. Yeah, sure. You just gotta analyze it a little bit, use your brain, and then you're gonna be able to do it. Because in my case, it has a handmade stitch all around the neck. You gotta undo that. You have to peel all the skin to the front of the face. It has 2 elastics. You take the 3 screws out of the skull piece. You disassemble the head. You take the first 2 elastics out that I think attach to the eyes. And then you move on, you take the gearbox out. There's 2 other elastics from around here. You take those out, then you just take the entire mouth plate out of position. You unscrew the nose, and you unscrew 2 screws that are underneath the mouthpiece. So this rubber piece comes out from this place. From this place, it just clicks out. So it was really interesting to fix this one up, and the funny thing is that I opened the entire head just for one reason, and I did not know what that reason was until I opened it up. I opened it up because I thought the motor was stuck. If anybody remembers, I said that it did not move. It just made some random sounds. Well, it was not stuck. But there was this piece from the mouth that makes the whisker move in this side that was actually snapped off, and I never knew about it. So I had to go into there and glue it and then just reassemble it. But the thing is, whoa, it still did not move. Well, apparently the older owner did not know how to treat this toy, or they would just chuck it around the place against the walls or so. And the entire battery compartment was snapped off from the back spine. There's the back spine that connects to like a rubber tail, and the head, which is also poseable, believe it or not. And it was taken out from there, and if anybody knows or anybody wants to know, the main board is actually in that battery compartment. It's like in a little tray. That's why there's like a little slot, because there's that little tray that holds the board in place. So it came off, it pulled, and one of the harnesses, yeah, this has harnesses, the gray harness that went to the face motor was just out of place. That was it. So I had to go into there, hot glue, well, first of all super glue, then hot glue. There were 2 wires that were broken off that were from the copper sensor from the back of the body too. But other than that, the toy is just fine. I mean, it works like new, it looks like new, and here it is. The batteries are kind of dead, but here we go. And there you have it. It's got a few touch sensors. You can either press the ear. With this one, you control the volume. That's squeaking. Yeah, I know, it's weird, I swear. Damn it. Alright, so this one is used for the volume. That's the least volume. And that's the most it has. And you can turn it off and on from here too. If you keep it pressed, and it is into sleep mode. So then you just gotta push the button again. Again, a pretty neat robot made by Wowie. Well, animatronic, we can call it. And that's squeaking. Kevin loves that squeaking. So yeah, believe it or not, I bought it, and the minute Kevin saw it, he told me I have one, and I was just like, what? I did not know you had one. But yeah, this is him. The Wowie Alive Cubs. I don't know that. It's like a lion, some sort. So now we're going with the other toys that I fixed up. Of course, these guys, they have been cleaned up, they have been repaired, so they work just like new. And of course this one, which if you guys remember, a foot was broken. So here's a fun story for you. I was going, I think it was like 4 days ago. I was walking around waiting for my dad, and I found this store that had some toys in discount, and I was just like, whoa, so what do you have? I found these two. They were in different places, of course. This was in a Chinese store. This was in that place where they had it. I paid $1 for this toy, and right now it doesn't work. I mean, it does. The mechanism works, but I took the sound chip out because if you guys know, it had the don't move, drop the gun sound chip, and that went to a metal fighter robot, which I'm going to show right after I show these two. Of course, this one I'm not going to show it because it is supposed to crawl, but I didn't solder the wires in, so it's not going to crawl at all. And this is the main one. This one is one of those new type of dinosaurs that come with the head that you can pull apart and the tail so you can, assemble it in your house. And this one was in really bad shape. Both legs were snapped off, and they were screwed wrong. They were actually ruined by the Chinese guy that was owning the store. And if that's not all, look at this. The time when the thing fell for the last time, the glasses for the eyes went out, like it got lost. And look at these cracks. His face completely cracked. So I had to go into there and glue everything back, hot glue it. The mechanism was not working fine. I had to replace one of the gears that had a missing tooth. The feet are screwed with the non-original screws. And I had to remake, if you see, and I had to remake a little axis piece right there so that this leg can actually move because the original piece was just snapped off. Same thing with the tail. The tail was split in 2 halves. So I made hell of a work on it. And I'm glad he works now. It actually works 100%. I'm not going to say it works the best out of all, but he does work. So it's supposed to move the twice the fast as he's going right now, but I just don't have the little, I don't have the better batteries for it. However, I believe it has a tongue. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe this toy actually did have a tongue, and it also got lost. So yeah, moving on. Now here's a few toys that I'm actually fixing up at the moment. The monkey with the drums, here's the board, the gearbox, it needs a new 10-tooth gear, and I already replaced one 10-tooth gear right there. Then of course the Panam plane actually works. I had to remake a gear by myself. Yeah, this gear is made by myself, believe it or not. It's made by me. Well, not made, but it's two halves. If you guys can see, there's two halves of a gear, and I glued them together to make this gear because the original gear was badly stripped. Then we have the NB cow. Yeah, and if anybody wants to know a fun fact about it, although it says Tianyi on here, hold on, it also says Tianyi on here at the side of the battery compartment. So it is confirmed that this is an actual NB Toys cow. Still needs a lot of pieces. One piece is broken off here. The gear for making the tail to turn is broken as well. Has rust and has a few things that I'm gonna have to deal with in the near future. Here's the body structure, we can call it the body shells, and here's Pablo. It works, it fully works now, and the 2 feet have been cleaned up. And here we have the Nuki frog that actually was broken, believe it or not. The arms and the head were supposed to move, but there was a